Dear farmers, welcome to the Ecofarms and Agroservices channel. One of the greatest challenges farmers have been facing is grappling with the struggle of common knowledge on how to manage crop husbandry in protected cultivation. We have worked with farmers extensively to overcome these challenges that cut across right crop husbandry, consistency in greenhouse production, common pest challenges, as well as market linkage and a number of other challenges. The Ecofarms and Agroservices Resource Center has worked extensively to research on some of these key challenges, develop common and affordable solutions to these challenges, and we have put this into a document and produced a book that you could read. This book is designed to give you key knowledge on how to overcome this challenge in a practical as well as hands-on experience. We encourage you to make orders for this book. We encourage you to visit us and get a copy for yourself. We trust and hope that this document will become a game changer for your cultivations in your farm and increase your productivity. Thank you. Good day everyone, welcome to the Ecofarms. It's the Yuletide season and we've been under a lot of pressures to ensure that we meet the demands for vegetables. Recall we discussed recently in one of our videos some of the protocols we put in-house to ensure that we are able to meet demands of consumers across the produce that we produce from the farm. One of the crops that we're recently introducing is sweet corn. And recall recently we put out a video there. We were talking about sweet corn cultivation and some of the challenges that farmers face often with sweet corn, choices of sweet corn to select from to grow. The challenge why we decide to grow sweet corn during irrigation fed season, which is the dry season. And of course the simple reason is because of cross-pollination. If you grow your sweet corn during the rain-fed season where every field around you have maize, the challenge you will encounter with cross-pollination from agents of pollination, and your end result may not repeat the sweet corn you planted. And so we choose to do it during dry season when the surrounding around us have no maize around. And then we're also looking at other protocols to overcome that challenge, because we know it's detasseling, but it's a lot of work. But this is a test plot where we're training our staffs and our interns to begin to go into proper commercial production of sweet corn. Recall the general rule of thumb we discussed at the Ecofarms is that you start small and then you scale. And start small gives you room to be able to train in-house. Also understand the cost of production. Go to the market, do your proper market research, understand the demand. Because wisdom is you always start production from the market, not from the field. Then you go to the market and then you struggle. You're embracing a market-driven production. This model of farming gives you room to be able to standardize your production, understand your economy of production, understand your market forces, and then you can make economic decision to scale, not the other way around, and then you're struggling where to sell. So today we are here with one of our key agronomists. His name is Paul. Good to be with you. So we are 3 weeks, nearly a month or post our transplant of our sweet corn. Remember, we had to do a nursery for the sweet corn because we were running from pests, which were birds who pick the grains. But they're doing very well post 3 weeks. We just want to give you a behind the scene view of what we've gone through. We've had some challenges with pests and how we overcame them. Of course, our nutrient management, we have a detailed video out there on how to grow maize like a pro series for the rain-fed cultivation for maize. Same protocol we're applying here on how to stagger your fertigation or nutrient schedules to at 2 weeks post germination. 3 to 4 weeks post germination, the right nutrient to use, the right nutrient mixture for compound fertilizer, and then importantly at fruiting or corbid initiation. So the same protocol we're applying here. Of course, our sweet corn has a shorter growing season. We're looking at minimum 60 days, maximum 90 days. So we are staggering our nutrient schedule to be earlier, because the first standard 2 weeks go through for fertigation, a top dressing with rich yield and an added NPK fertilizer, essentially to boost the nitrogen content. because at this point we are just interested in our crops, in our maize crops beginning to pick up, not too fast, so that they can properly root and then they are not falling off when they begin to fruit. And then precisely after 3 weeks, we're making another decision to come in at this point with nitrogen. Nitrogen at this point, because this is where they are growing vegetatively, and their vegetative growth equally requires high nitrogen content. So we're going to top dress with nitrogen. And then the moment we see them begin to initiate crops and to test, so we will come in with an additional blend of rich yield, NPK, organic NPK fertilizer, with addition of potassium, a bit of phosphate enrichment, and then of course a little bit of nitrogen to blend. But we'll just talk with Pomi to give us some ideas of how he has overcome his key challenges, which are essentially around weeds and pest management. Pomi, what pests have you encountered here, and how are you overcoming it?
We are facing the challenge of fall army worms.
Okay.
That's what we are facing here. And we are able to discover it and know how to treat it.
Okay. What are your your insecticide schedule? How often do you treat the fall army worms?
We are doing it weekly.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So excellent. So we're doing a weekly schedule for insecticide management. Of course, the reason is this is dry season. Everywhere around us is dry except the farm. And so every pest from every region can observe that this place is green and they are attracted here. So if we don't keep up vigilance, scouting, ensuring that we are sensitive to do a preventive management weekly, we will have a crisis of foul army worms going into the crown of the maize and damaging them. But tell us about nutrient. How are you structuring your nutrient management to ensure that the maize grows uniformly?
The way we are structuring the nutrient, we are used to top dress it. We used to top dress it. We are also fertigating through drips.
Okay, what nutrient are you using?
We are using the NPK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So for nutrient management, we are doing two approach. We're doing a targeted top dressing. Top dressing essentially is to provide a nutrient that will be a slow release nutrient, like the rich yield, that will be released over a longer time, ensuring that all plants have the nutrients they need. The fertigation schedule ensures that the nutrient is uniformly distributed via the drip. It's a lot easier, but we've also observed in practice that at some point when you rely on drip, if at any point the drip points have some challenges and the nutrients are not, or water is not flowing properly, such plants could have those lags. So we have over time learned to also do an additional supplementary top dressing just to make cover for any nutrient that is lacking. Sweetcorn, it's beautiful to grow. I like growing maize during dry season because you are able to overcome a lot of challenges that you may be faced during rainy season. Pomi, could you tell us about weeds? How are you managing weeds? The farm looks really clean. What's the secret? How are you able to achieve this?
Before we plant, we make sure that we take proper care. And after we plant it, we used to weed it again.
Excellent. So, of course, in conservation agriculture, one of the key approach to managing field is to ensure that weeds are properly taken care of. So in our tillage practice, when we are providing and preparing the ridges to plant the sweet corns, we put in proper due diligence to ensure that the weeds were properly taken care of. We're turning the soil and ensure that those weeds that will emerge when we're preparing the field, we recall that we had to drip water by irrigating for a few weeks. The reason for that was to allow the weeds to emerge, for us to properly deal with them, so that by the time we plant, weeds are greatly eliminated, as against hurrying to plant. And then when the weeds emerge, you are struggling between a selective option to weed the maize and the grasses. And then the other thing, like he has mentioned, we have done was that we are careful to ensure that we pay attention if there is any competition with weeds. We quickly take care of them before we apply our second application of fertilizers, so that the weeds don't take advantage of the nutrients and outperform the maize crops. Overall, we are excited about the maize. We'll continue to provide you behind the scene updates. Our next point of call will be when we are bringing in our next top dressing, when the maize is beginning to fruit. We're looking forward to seeing the quality and the quantity we can get from this test plot. They are key performance index KPIs we're paying attention to that will guide our scaling of this project. But overall, it's been a good ride. Please, we encourage you, if you haven't had time to subscribe to our channel. If you find this content useful, to some of the challenges you're finding in your farm. Or if you find our contents as things you would love to share, please be encouraged to share them to other farmers. We encourage you to like these videos. And recall that we have a detailed resource center at the Ecofarms. Our next cohort starts in January. If you're looking to learn general agronomic practice, good agronomic practice, if you're looking to embrace conservation agriculture, protected farming, apiary, and a number of other things, the Ecofarms welcome you. We have an accommodation we provide for our interns. We also are happy to let you know that we will provide you certified certifications that you can use to grow. But beyond that, we train from the field to the market, and we'll be happy to welcome you. Until we see again, have a good holiday.